Welcome to another episode of Relab Live. I'm going to talk to you about some creative job interview tips. We're doing a bit of interviews at the moment here in Relab, and so I thought I'll give you some, tips from my point of view and from my experience. What are the best things to do during or after an interview? But before that, I'm going to give you a quick show on what Level 1 Chapel Street Bazaar looks like, which is where our office is. It's not the most beautiful entrance because we've got a dodgy looking men's toilet here. You can see the ceiling's a bit broken. It's all part of the concept, don't worry, it's very, very raw. That's what the entrance looks like. There's a yoga space happening here, a couple of creative studios actually, but wait until you get into Relab because it looks fantastic. Come on. Today I'm going to talk to you about creative job interview tips because it's a subject that I think is important and maybe it's the only interview tips that I have in my bag, so I'll pass it on to you based on my own experience. And at the moment in Relab we're doing some interviews as well, so it came across my mind to talk to you about this in the vlog, in this episode of the vlog. So I've got 6 tips that I can think of. Number 1 is for you to really know your craft and the company that you're applying for or who's decided to take you in for an interview. The reason why I say that is because then you become a lot more confident when you know what your points are, when you know what makes you special. And knowing the company really does help as well, knowing the background, the type of work that they do, the type of customers, what are their vision and their goals. That way you're able to align yourself to that because you're trying to sell yourself to this business and make sure that you wanted to get into the part of the team. So it's important for you to have a similarity in terms of what you like and what you're going to enjoy eventually because you're going to be working with these guys as a team. So number 1, it's very important for you to know yourself and for you to know the business that you're going into so you can align your vision. That's very important. Number 2, it's very important for you to relax. I know it's probably not the easiest thing to do for most people, but because when you're relaxed, or at least if you try to relax, then you don't overthink the things that you're going to talk about, or you're not trying so hard to impress as well that you become a little bit jittery or anything like that. But it's very important for you to relax because it just creates a good vibe around, and it shows the potential employer as well, or the person interviewing you, that you're calm under pressure, which is a very important thing in a creative job because obviously we deal with a hell lot of deadlines. And so we're doing, I think being relaxed is probably an important thing. Number 3 is for you to be more of a listener rather than a talker in this case. Now, even though if you're applying for the business development type of job or the sales job in a creative agency, it's still very important for you to be a good listener because then it shows how you respect your employers and what type of value that you're going to bring, because when you're a good listener, that means you're going to take in more information. You're in the mindset of providing value rather than trying to oversell yourself. Being a good listener is a great tip. Number 4 is for you to ask questions when needed. Now, for me personally, I would do that at the end of the interview or when given the chance to ask questions. It's important because then you have a list of questions prepared. If it wasn't touched on in the interview or no one's spoken about it, then bring it up at the end. Even ask questions about following up. Would it be okay for me to follow up after this and to see how the interview process is going? Or ask questions like, don't focus so much on salary or the type of money or things like that, because then you're saying like this is about me and it's about you, but it's really not about that when you're coming into an interview, especially when you're when you really wanted to work with this business, is really trying to find value within each other so you can grow over time and provide the best value, because then money comes after that. I think, where are we? I think the fifth one is about being memorable in a positive way. So don't come in all crazy and stuff. So you are memorable. I think being memorable to me means that you're giving a really good positive and really good energy around your interview, that it creates a memorable personality and characteristics from yourself that that the potential employer can remember. And I'll be able to remember things like, as an employer, I'll be able to go, oh, I remember that guy Josh who came in with a really nice portfolio, which had this really cool project in the first page that I can still remember until today, and he was a cool guy. In your own way, try to be memorable, and in a positive way as well, obviously. And number 6 is for you to, I like to do this even with myself when I meet new customers or potential new customers. I do this a lot, which is to send a follow-up email as soon as you can, almost immediately, because then it shows how much drive you have, and how much you want this thing as well. And it's pretty much saying a thank you for the opportunity. I really do hope that I'll hear from you soon. Just saying that you're keen for the job, that you're happy with everything that you've heard so far, and so the potential employer, the person receiving the email, would know that this is it's another memorable factor to yourself, and that's going to be attached to the spreadsheet or whatever system that they use to quantify and qualify the candidates. Okay, so hopefully those 6 tips is good for you, and hopefully it brings some sort of a value as well to you, as always. And if you have any more, feel free to comment and let me know, because I myself, not that I'm looking for work, but I'm still looking for ways to improve, I guess, interactions with people all the time. So this is part of it, okay? All right, well, have a good day, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.